Hello friends, in my last video I have demonstrated how to create ASP.NET project and application. This was the basic program in which we just print the hello world text onto the browser with the help of response object. Today I will discuss about the ASP.NET control. As mentioned in the list, labels, text box, list box, radio button, checkbox and button. There are lot of others control also in ASP.NET. I will try to touch in this video. So let's move to Visual Studio to demonstrate the control features. Now we are on Visual Studio. This is the same application which I have demonstrated to display the hello world text onto the browser. I will take the same application to demonstrate ASP.NET controls. Before discuss the features of ASP.NET control, we have to take a web form on which we can drag and drop all these control and discuss the feature about the control. First, I need to go on designer part of this page, demo.aspx. There are many ways to go on designer view. I will let you know about all these. If we want to go on designer page of demo.aspx, first we need to open that page. After that, in view, this is the designer view link for this page. On clicking this designer link, the designer view will open. This is the first way to open the designer view of a ASPX page. Another one is, you can see here there are different tabs: source, split and design. Now we are on design tab. If you want to go on source tab or source view, click on that. Now you are on source view of demo.aspx page. So there is another way to go on design view with the help of this design tab. One more option is there. If you are on source page, with the help of shift F7, this is the shortcut key, you can go on design view also. Now let's discuss on label control. In toolbox, there are lot of controls here. Now we are talking about the label control. Select this control and drag and drop on the design view. This is the label control. The label control is used to display a text or a message to the user on the form. The label control is normally used along with other control. The label gives an indication to the user on what is expected to fill up in the text box. Common example is wherein a label is added along with a text box control. The label gives an indication to the user on what is expected to fill in the text box. Let's see how we can implement this in an example. So this is the label control. Now we have to do something to use this label control in our project. So select this label control and click on properties. These are the properties of that label control. Here we need to check two main things. One is ID and other is text. Here text is already selected and the text is label. It is showing onto the label control. Let me show you. I will give meaningful text here which is used on the label. Like I am putting the name label here. the label control will display name because the text property is having the value is name. Now come on to the ID part. This is the ID of the label control. With the help of this ID, we can call or use that control onto the page. So I need to give here a meaningful name or ID of this control. The prefix for this ID is LBL. LBL denotes this is a label control. So the naming convention is LBL in the prefix, after that the label. Now this label is indicating the name, so I am giving here the name as a ID of this control. Now the final ID of this control is LBL name. So for doing this, we have to run that application. So here is the output of that label. Now let's move to the other control. The other control is text box. The same thing we have to do for this control also, like label control. Go to the designer view, click on toolbox and the text box. Here is the text box. Click on this and drag and drop. Select this text box and go into the property. There are two ways to go over the property. I just give a valid ID for this text box. This text box ID is txt name. Txt is a prefix for the text box. Txt here is the prefix for the text box, and the name is denote that the text box is related to the name label or it is used for the name field. There are other properties also. We are not doing any modification in these property. Now I run the application and display how the text box will display over there. So click on that. Build process is going on. Here is the output. Stop the application. This is the text box control. We can display the text box as per user view. In design tab, we can move. First I need to take the text box into the div tag. Go to the design. This is the text box here. Now on code side, we can also format this as per our use or as per our ease, like this. We can check how it looks like on the design view, like this. Now let's move on other control, which is list box. Before doing this, we just go to the design view and check where we want to place that list box. I can also place as per our use or how it looks like on the page on design view also, as well as we can do this thing on source page also. Now list box is there. Click on this arrow. Here is the properties of this list box. Click on edit item. We can add the item in the list box with the help of edit item link. Click on add. Let's say I just want to add some city's name here. This is the text Delhi which is displayed in the list box, and the corresponding value of this text is Delhi. Same as before. Now click OK. I'm just going to run that page and display the output of this page, how it looks like. Click on Run button, build the project, and the output of this page. We can change the view of this page as per our use. Stop the application, click on the list box, and I just need to do one thing, ID part. I just need to give the ID for this list box. Before here it's by default list box 1. If I want to add one more list box, then the default ID will be list box 2. Same as before. LST is denote the list, and city is denote that it contain the value of cities. So the ID of this control is LST city. Move forward. The next control is radio button. I am adding a BR tag here. This is for line break. In the design part we can see the changes like this. If I press enter here, it will automatically add one BR here. It's all about the practice. If you are doing practice on the code, you can do better instead of doing all these things in design part. Now we discuss on radio button. Click on toolbox, radio button, drag and drop. Same as I am adding one more radio button. Click on first radio button, go to the property. In text property, here is nothing. I am just adding the text for this. Mail. In ID, the default ID is radio button 1, and for radio button 2, the default ID is radio button 2, which I am talking about before. In case of list box, it will happen for all the controls. If there are more than one same control on a page, it will react the same, like radio button 1, radio button 2, radio button 3, and so on. So I am changing the ID here. RD denote the radio button, so the prefix will be RD. RD mail. Same as for second. I am giving the name I'm giving the ID for this radio button is RD female, and the text field is empty, so I'm giving the text here female. Let's move on to the browser and see how it is displaying on that browser. Now I'm running the application. Here is the output. All the control is displaying on the browser. Stop the application. Go to the source. This is the source of all the controls which I have put on the designer part. Let's move to the next control, and the next control is checkbox. Click on toolbox. I am taking one more control, checkbox control. Select the checkbox 1. The text property value is blank here. Now I am filling that value like C#. It will display the C# in front of checkbox control. In ID field, I am putting the ID. CHK is the prefix, and after that CLang. CLang basically denotes C language. I am just giving the ID here. Click on second checkbox. The ID is checkbox 2. I am putting the new ID here. CHK ASP. Text property value is now blank. Now I'm giving the value ASP.NET. Now run that application and display how the output of this page look like. Here is the output. This is the checkbox here. C# with ASP.NET is also a checkbox. Now if I talk about all these control, name is a label control. After that a text box in which we can add or we can put the name value. Here is the list box with some default values like Delhi, Mumbai and Noida. The other control is radio button. The first radio button denotes male. The second radio button denotes the value of female, same as these two checkboxes. Now move on to the Visual Studio. Stop the application. Now the next control is button control. Go to toolbox again. Click on button control and drag and drop. Here is the button control. Select the button control and go into the property. We can change the back color. There are lot of properties over there, but I'm just talking about the basic properties for the control. So I need to put the ID for this button. BTN is the prefix, so BTN submit is the ID for this button. In text property, the button values is there to display on the button control. Now I am just modifying this and putting the submit. It will display the submit button. Now I am running the application and display the all control view onto the browser. These are all control onto the browser with submit button. the click event is not included onto that button, so there is nothing to happen after clicking on that button. Let's discuss how we can add events onto the button. Stop the application. Before adding the event onto the button, let's discuss something about event handler. What is event handler in ASP.NET? When working with a web form, we can add events to the control. An event is something that happens when an action is performed. The most common action is the clicking of a button on a form. In web form, we can add code to the corresponding ASPX.cs file. This code can be used to perform certain actions when a button is pressed on the form. This is generally the most common event in the web form. Let's move how we can add the events for this button control. I am selecting that button control. We can enter or double click on that control also to add an event handler. This is the CS file, which is known as code behind file. This is demo.aspx file, which is the interface on which we are working right now, and this is the demo.aspx.cs file. This is called as code behind file, on which we can add code for that control. We just need to add some code on that click event to display the functionality. I have some code written here. Copy. Let me explain that code. On button click event, in the text box, whatever I have written, it will display onto the page, as well as the selection of the list box item will display here, and the other controls will not be visible. Run that application. I am adding the name here. Select the value into the list box and click on submit button. It is displaying me the desired value or desired result. I can do one more thing here. I can add one more button, which is back button. So for this, I just need to add one more button control here. Click on toolbox, go to the button control, drag and drop. I am putting the back button before the submit button. Click on that button. Here the text will be back, and the button ID is btn back. What is the purpose of that back button? When the user click on back button, the page will come into the back stage. That means the page look like this. After clicking on submit button, the desired output is the name and the list box selection failed. So if I just want to change the stage of the page or to come back to the page into the normal view, we use that back button. For this, we have to do some addition in the back button code. Now click on this button. After pressing enter, we are in back button event handler. In submit button click event, all control visibility false. So back button click event, we have to visible true all these control. Let's copy these controls, paste this here. This is the label control, and the visibility of this control is false when clicking on submit button. Now I am clicking on back button. That means the label visibility should be true. Same as text box, same as list box. Same as for btn submit also. Now let's run the program and display the output of this page. Now the back button is visible here. So enter the name here, select the city, click on submit button. Here is the desired output. There is some semicolon over there. Just check first. This is here. I just remove these semicolon. Save the changes. Let's check after this. Now I'm clicking on back button and check what's the output is. So when we click on back button, it will remain same onto the first stage. Let's check again. Click on submit button. This is the output. Here is a back button. When click on that, it will come into the same stage or first stage. Now let's talk about the summary of this session. In ASP.NET, you can add the standard control to a form such as label, text box, list box, and so on. Each control can have an event associated with it. The most common event is button click event. This is used when the information need to submit it to the web server, which I have discussed here. That's it in the video. Please keep watching. I will keep posting. Thank you.